Hello everyone, Emily Alcina at Kind Therapy Ottawa. Just passing by to answer one of the questions that I usually get asked a lot. This is, what's the difference between psychotherapists, psychologists, social worker, counselors, psychiatrists? I'm here to help. So psychotherapists are people that specialize in talk therapy. I am myself a psychotherapist, and what we do is that we help with the emotional and psychological challenges. We use they focus in behavior, feelings, thoughts, and more recently psychotherapy has gone through also listening to the body, and this is the somatic center. Not everyone will add the body, but there is more of a push to that be one more place where we focus on. As a psychotherapist, we need a degree, a bachelor's degree, and also a master's degree in psychology or educational psychology. We also, to be called a psychotherapist, we have to be regulated by CRPO, so the College of Registered Psychotherapists in Ontario. Okay, and this college monitors our professional developments. There's an exam that you have to pass to be part of it, and you have to do an amount of hours under a supervision of another therapist with a full license to be able to eventually become one. That's why you're gonna see sometimes when you're looking for someone, you're gonna see registered psychotherapists qualifying. The qualifying just means that it's someone who graduated, has their degree, passed the exam, but are in the middle of gaining enough hours to be able to practice on their own. So even though they may be on their own in the office, there is a supervisor who is taking care of the therapist and making sure that they're following rules and regulations and they're on track. Okay, so that's a psychotherapist or a registered psychotherapist. A social worker will focus on helping individuals and families and communities on addressing social and emotional challenges. They do a lot of work in the advocating for people. Okay, so you will see social workers work on hospitals, for example. So if you have a family member in the hospital and you need someone to advocate for them, you can ask for the social worker that works in the hospital. And they do also talk therapy. They do require a master's degree in social worker, and they also have legislation, so a regulatory body that they have to belong to in order to practice, in order to have a licensing to practice social worker. The counselors, so people who call themselves counselors, they're there to assist individuals, and it's more in the basis of, it could be an aspect of social and even psychological, but it's more to provide guidance and support. Maybe practical solutions to specific challenges. So someone who calls themselves a counselors, they don't have to belong to any regulatory body. They may have a different background and different studies. They're not regulated, so it really depends on what you're looking for. So just know that there's a counselor, they don't belong to any regulatory body, so there's no one really overseeing the work that they do or requiring a specific education for them to be able to do it. Okay. The next one we have is psychologists. So psychologists require, so after the master's degree, they also require a PhD. Okay, so they specialize on what we call the study of human behavior. Okay, so they are experts in the study of human behavior, mental health processes. They can do assessments and diagnosis. So when you think about a psychotherapist and a social worker, we cannot assess or diagnose you. This is work that as psychologists, psychiatrists, medical doctors can do. Okay, so they usually, that PhD that they go after the master's degree is a specialization in whatever route they are planning to go. They're also, their name is protected, just like us. So if they're called a psychologist, it means that they are under regulatory body for the College of Psychologists of Ontario, and they do talk therapy as well. Okay, so if you need a diagnosis, an assessment for mental health, they are the people to go to. The last one is psychiatrist. So a psychiatrist is a medical doctor with a specialization in psychiatry, mental health. And what they do is they assess, diagnose, and treat mental health. So it's unusual to see a psychiatrist doing talk therapy, and not because they are not they don't have the capacity to do it. Actually, they're totally able to do the talk therapy. Is more due to time, okay, time restrictions. So not having enough psychiatrists in Ontario, so using their expertise more in the field of medicine and treatment, okay? So usually if you're meeting with them is to kind of review the treatment, review the medication, and usually they like to work alongside a psychotherapist or social worker to do the talk therapy piece. So the psychiatrists are good if you are taking different medications for mental health, because what they do is they have that specialization in mental health. So they are a step up from your family doctor. Your family doctor knows a little bit of everything, but if you want to know about mental health medication, what they do, how do they behave with each other in terms of other medication, or a specific diagnosis and what you need for that specific diagnosis, they will be the specialist. So you can actually ask your doctor to refer you to a psychiatrist. I hope that kind of clarifies a little bit of your questions. If anything comes up, if you have any questions, just comment below. If you want to share my post to someone who needs this information, please do. For now, I'll let you go, and I'll see you soon.